Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and I think I can officially say I've become one of those intolerable man bun wearing fuckwits. Anyway, that's something I'm just going to have to deal with on my own terms and in my own time. Plus I like the fact how my hair, after a while, when you take out the man bun, gets all like messy and wavy, so there is a reason for it. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about style tips with a fundamentally middle-aged heterosexual audience, but it is what it is. Anyway, so today I'm going over to, well, we're looking at a beer that should be fantastic, but when you see a beer like this, you're always it's gonna be up there, isn't it, your expectations. And when you raise your expectations, and story of my life, whenever you raise your expectations, you're setting yourself up to fail. Anyway, so we're going over to Equilibrium, and this is a collaboration with Trillium, and this is Starlight, which obviously clear nod to the French House or French Touch classic. And this is a double IPA, 8% ABV, beer balanced by science. So yeah, obviously Equilibrium based in New York. I'd love to go to New York for like a few days. You can get some actually really affordable flights. I remember we were gonna watch, me and my brother and my dad were gonna watch, I think it was the Strokes play in New York, being supported by Mac DeMarco, but we never went through with it. And I'd like to go to New York. Not gonna lie though, America has become a bit of a, do I really want to go? No, I really want to go to America. But yeah, it is what it is. So two absolute giants within the American craft brewery scene. Had some wonderful beers from both breweries. And yeah, when I saw this on House Trembler Madness, I thought, do you know what? We'll give that a try. And I had to stop myself from spending a tenner on IPA from what are they called now? Other Half. Yeah, the sheer sort of like selection of American beers that are widely available is just astonishing to me, especially since the landscape was just not barren, because you get like every now and then, but it's almost like the chase has disappeared, because especially with the event of like festivals and tap takeovers and collaborations, you do tend to find even the heavy hitters bringing their beers over, and yeah, sometimes they still command quite a nearly stomachs coming out your arse price tag, but sometimes it's worth it. And yeah, so great heritage from both breweries. So I'm looking forward to this. I think to me, when it comes to the American IPAs, especially that hazy East Coast style, you have to go for the double IPAs. I think that's just, when like the pale ales and then regular IPAs are like the same price as the double IPAs, it's probably just me. I'm just a big fan of double IPAs. They're probably my favourite IPA, strength and style, if you will. And yeah, so very much looking forward to this, and it just looks absolutely fantastic in the glass. The video doesn't do it any justice, I would say. It looks a bit more darker and duller on camera, but to me that's a beautiful sort of like slightly faded chalky yellow, just really nice and thick. Although slightly faded, there is like a slight luminance to it. And then I didn't pour it very well at all. 2 fingers worth of a white foamy head, very compact. I'm not sure what like the whole story is behind this. There was quite a blurb on the Untappd page, because I'd completely forgotten that that was Trillium's logo, and I started calling them, oh, what's the other brewery? The one who do Fort Point. No, they do. Trillium do Fort Point, don't they? I was thinking of I got Treehouse and Trillium mixed up. Oh, what I'd do for a good can of Focal Banger as well. But anyway, that's from The Alchemist, another absolute wonderful brewery. And yeah, you can pick up those beers, but they do demand a price tag a lot of the time. And sometimes you can't justify paying that, especially with where the UK brewing scene is right now. But sometimes you've just got to treat yourself to something like this. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this because it's about the third take of this video because of various interruptions. But when you see those two breweries come together, your expectation goes all the way up there. Notice I didn't slap that and then go upwards because that would be going into very problematic territory. But, political joke. And yeah, so the thing is, when you have that there, you're setting yourself up to fail. And I think I made that quip at the start of the video, so we'll just quickly abandon that. But it's looking very, very nice in a track glass. Got to keep that quintessential brewery element there. We've got Omnipio as the merch today. One of probably the only few sweatshirts that kind of looks okay on me, especially now that I've adopted the cunty man bun. That's my new OnlyFans name. Anyway, shut up, Peter. I've got breaded chicken in the air fryer. That's finished. Put that back in there so it keeps itself warm. I've got nothing to eat with it, so I'm just going to be eating dry, overcooked, shredded chicken. Maybe have some sauces. Anyway, beer in a glass, looking very good. Let's see what it smells like. It's not like in your face in regards to like aromatic qualities. You get like the sense of creaminess there. It's a bit sweet, soft, peach, maybe a hint of like mango. Get a slight sort of like grain coming through, which works really nicely with the hop tones. Yeah, it's soft, sweet. Doesn't really branch too far into the tropical side, but also doesn't branch too far into the citrusy side. But it smells really damn good. But it's not like in your face. Anyway, let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Wow, that's creamy. That to me almost reminds me of the texture of melted ice cream with the juice from a can of tinned fruit all mixed together. Obviously that's going to be a lot more thicker, but that's the impression that I get. That is so soft and smooth. Do you know what? I'm getting like a vanilla yogurt sort of character from this. Yeah, there's not like an overly domineering vanilla taste, but definitely getting vanilla. Dare I say it, like a mallow sort of Haribo mallow sort of character. Kind of reminds me of a Haribo. By the way, if you call it Haribo, you're a twat. even though I mispronounce words all the time. I refuse to call it a dame bar. It's a dime bar, even though that's not grammatically, that's not correct. He's just made himself look like a massive cunt. There's a bit of like a slight passion fruit aftertaste with this that blends with like almost like a zing of a bitterness, but then it still finishes really soft. Yeah, I don't know, there's just something about this beer. It's not the most exciting double IPA in terms of flavour, but there's just, sometimes you just get these beers that are just really, really satisfying to drink. I'm sure some of the offerings from Equilibrium at the time of ordering this on House Trembling Madness would probably provide you with a bit more of like a intense flavour. But when I say it's not like really like overly flavoursome, I don't mean to say it's like a boring beer by any stretch. You taste the class in it. And if that's not one of the wankiest tasting notes you've ever heard in your life, I don't know what is. I'm sorry, I'm just an absolutely pretentious prick for no reason. Look at my bank balance. Look at where I grew up and look at where I'm still living. We've done the house up nice. Don't want to discredit family for that, but I have no reason to try and come across as, oh, it's well educated and articulate. I'm a fucking prick. I just like to say really poncy things. I'm too big for this town, both metaphorically and physically. But it is what it is. I think the softness, roundedness really works in this beer's favour. It's so satisfying while you're drinking it. I will say, I've just noticed almost like a dissolvable citrusy vitamin tablet flavour coming through on the aftertaste. One that's not fully dissolved in the water. But it far from like works against the beer. It's still a damn fine beer. It really, really is. But I have had much more intensely flavoured and interesting beers from both breweries, but I would still recommend giving this a try. I think I probably paid about 10 quid for this. You can get 2 or 3 beers that are going to satisfy you probably a little bit more. But when you see Equilibrium and Trillium coming together, I mean, if we were back in like 2017, you'd all have your pants down, wanking yourselves off at this video, and you'd be going to some former investment banker who's now making a living extorting people in the UK by exploiting beer mules based in New York. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure that's fueled the craft beer economy when it comes to bars and breweries. I have no evidence to even back that up, and do you know what? Whatever. I still think it's absolutely insane that not necessarily these 2 breweries, but there are American breweries where people in the UK get better access and just better access than some people who live in that same state in which the brewery is based, or like another part of America. It always absolutely astounds me that throughout the year, you will have beers coming over to the UK that people in that same state from which that brewery's from have no way of getting hold of unless they make a big journey. It just blows my mind. So domestically, the UK, fantastic, but it just seems week upon week all around the country we're getting really good access and exposure to breweries from around the world. And I really genuinely don't think, again, no experience to back this up, I don't think any other country has this sort of like beer landscape and microcosm that the UK does. Do you know what I mean? Do you see where I'm coming from? But the fact that beers like this are becoming widely available in the UK with a little bit of a price, but then again, some of the UK breweries, when they bring out their special releases, you're not paying that much less for a can. I mean, Cloudwater's like birthday beers. Their triple IPA, it's like I can get like an American craft triple IPA from the same website house, Trembling Madness, for about the same price. It's weird, isn't it? It's really, really weird. I can never justify paying like 10 to 12 quid for a pale ale, but stupid me will happily do that if it's triple IPA or a double IPA, even though that pale ale could probably be a better drinking experience and more satisfying than the double IPA or triple IPA. I think you get into that like tight-fisted British mindset of, well, if I'm going to be spending my money on this, I want big bang for my buck. But you don't always have to do it. Anyway, but this, it's just ticking all the boxes for me. Is it blowing my mind? Is it like making me want to, change my perspective on the craft beer scene? No. Is it a damn good beer? Yes. Is it really, really flavoursome? I've had much more flavoursome beers. But is it satisfying? Yes. And there's something like distinctly American craft about it, which just plays with this, yet soothes this. And no, I'm not talking about my left breast. Yeah, that's damn good. That's damn good. If that was like a bit colder on keg, people would be queuing up for it. But yeah, would recommend that. And not just because you can go, oh, look at this Equilibrium and Trillium beer that I've managed to get hold of. You can only start doing that when you manage to get hold of like like the big bottles of Imperial Stout, which I would love, not to talk about a different brewery, but I'd love to get my hands on some of those like big bottles of a half Imperial Stout. I think there's still that, even though the UK's got some fantastic breweries churning out world-class beers, there's still something quite, I don't know, enticing about getting American craft. And it's a thing that I fall for all the time. But thankfully, this has not disappointed. Anyway, that's nearly 20 minutes. My food's probably already gone cold. But if you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. And I shall hopefully see you later. And to completely finish off the look of being, I've always been a hipster cunt. Let's get the vape out. And my pronouns are